friends, it's your art teacher, Miss Barnett, and in this week's lesson called Lines Make Letters, we've been looking about and exploring how letters are all around us and how lines like vertical lines, do it with me with your body, friends, horizontal lines, excellent, diagonal lines, and even curved lines make up letters that we see all around us every day. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another cardboard printing project. I know you're really excited, right? So just like last time, you're going to need a big piece of cardboard and a small piece of cardboard. Since some letters have curved shapes, you're going to need two different curved tools. So this tool I made out of a drinking cup, a paper drinking cup, and I just cut it in half. And you'll get a nice big curve right here. If we need a little curve to do lowercase letters, you're going to take a toilet paper roll, cut it in half, and then cut that in half. So now we have a nice curve to make our small letters. So you're also going to need a piece of paper. I'm working on a 12 by 18 sheet of paper, but whatever size you have is fine. And then you're going to want a paper plate with one color of tempera paint on it. So gather your materials and meet me back here and let's practice making some letters before we use our paint. Let's go. All right, kiddos, I've got my big paper in front of me. I've got my big cardboard tool to make a straight line and my big curve tool to make curvy lines. And we're just going to start with practicing. Now, some letters use only vertical and horizontal straight lines. Those are letters like E, F, H, I, L, and T. So we're going to practice before we paint. Let's practice making an E. One vertical line, 1, 2, 3 horizontal lines. An F, one vertical line, 1, 2 horizontal lines, an H. And we might want to use, I'm looking as we're practicing, and this tool is just a little bit too big. So we might want to use our smaller tool to do the shorter lines. So H, and then we can go for the horizontal line. Excellent. I, and then, oh, we can use the little one, L, across the top. T. Cool. Other lines or other letters use diagonal lines. And diagonal lines, if you remember, are letters that are lines that go from one side to another side. So some letters that use those are A, K, M, N, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So let's try the A. And then we can use our little one. Now guys, there's many different ways to make letters. You don't have to stick to the way I'm doing it. You can try your own ways. You are amazing artists with amazing imaginations, so don't be afraid to use them. N, V, maybe the short one, W, X, Y, and Z. Good job. Let's try some or practice some that have curvy lines in them. So letters that have curvy lines are letters like B, C, D, G, J, and O. So big curve or big vertical line, curve, curve. Good job. A C would just be a curve line. A D, boop. A G, a J, and an O. Oop. Cool. Now that you've practiced all these different types of letters with your tools, we can start using the paint to create our letter design. Now, families, you can use one letter over and over again. You could make a design out of letters. You could do a name or a sign. Whatever your student wants is totally fine with me as long as they're making letter forms. So I'm going to start working on my letters, and you can watch. And I'll do the first couple, not speeding up the tape, and then I'll speed up the tape to finish my project. So I've got my paint here. Any color you want to use is fine. And I don't know, let's start with an E. Ooh. Now remember when we practiced, I decided I wanted to use this other tool to make the short lines. Cool. Remember, just like before, we dip, we press, we lift. We do not scoop, we do not rotate the cardboard on the paper. Let's try an H. Excellent. Let's do some letters with diagonal lines. Let's try a letter with a curved line. Let's do a B. We can also use the smaller tools to make lowercase letters. So a lowercase b would go dip, and there's a B. All right, guys, now that we've practiced making some different letters, I'm going to finish filling out my paper. Here we go. Okay, kiddos, so I just finished making my letters. I filled up my paper and I left some white space. I experimented with uppercase letters, letters that only use vertical and horizontal lines, letters that have diagonal lines, and letters that have curves. I also tried uppercase and lowercase letters. I hope you have just as much fun making letters as I did today, and I cannot wait to see your beautiful letter printing papers. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, friends.